at the top left-hand corner of the map is none other than the red Terran Marineking Prime, down one game now to his opponent. Down here in the bottom portion of the map from SK Gaming, as the blue Protoss up one now on Marineking, pretty much the winter season 4 MLG champion, all around winning the arena and the championship. It is none other than MC as the blue Protoss.
Yeah, and Marineking, he's capable of doing anything. He could be going Cloaked Banshees, he could be going one base kind of play, two base, three base. We could see another quick third command center in this base, and basically we can't really know. And the first diverging factor which we can speak about is that he's building his supply depot in his main base, so he's not building it at the ramp. Right. It doesn't necessarily always mean something, but it's the only thing you can say. It's more economical.
Absolutely, yeah. It gets back to mining faster.
Yeah.
Rather than building it at the ramp. Sometimes you will just see them, Terran players that opt to do this, build two depots at their ramp later on in the match. So there's the racks going down in between. So it looks like he will just build two depots on the side of that. And MC with the gateway, and he's off the scout with that probe.
Yeah, and it's just a question of how much are you willing to pay in order to hide information from the opponent. And Marineking, he's a greedy player, and greedy is good. Every professional StarCraft 2 player is supposed to be greedy as much as they can possibly be, provided they can get away with it. And Marineking is a king at doing that. We could call him Greedy King, and it would not be a misrepresentation of his playstyle or character.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once you get to the tip-top levels, it's all really about cutting corners and, like you said, seeing what you can get away with. So we're going to see what MKP can get away with here. Looks like he will be going for that one Rax command center. We'll see if he goes for that early third CC like we saw last game, or if he's going to opt for something a little bit more aggressive than that. Remember, last game he was behind, so that's probably a little bit more the reason why he went for that early CC, third CC.
Yeah, good point. And now, before we see second supply depot, we see the command center being placed down there as the Marine will chase away the probe. MC got the information of the command center there, so that means he can be more greedy himself, and that's exactly what we're seeing. MC is not producing a Zealot out of his gateway yet, and a nice little thing to do for Terran when Protoss is skipping his Zealot in reaction to a spotted command center that the Protoss has seen, is to go ahead and build an engineering bay on the natural expansion of Protoss, because there is no Zealot there out early to clear that up. That's actually going to delay the Protoss expansion very much, because you know the Protoss wants to catch up as quickly as possible, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, you saw MC actually pull the probe, hopeful of trying to block that engineering bay, but it does not matter. He's got 240 HP on that engineering bay to chew through. The Stalker is out, but it's going to take some time before he throws down, so he's probably going to be about maybe 100 minerals late or so with really throwing down his Nexus.
Yeah, I think probably more than that.
Really?
Yeah, because he was pulling away the SCV.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
He chased it, yeah.
You would be right if the Stalker was able to take it down, but he wanted that SCV.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Oh, okay.
Is he gonna, if he double expands, this is
probably.
Who was it that did this most recently in the GSL? I'm trying to think back. Was it Oz?
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, we've seen it before. It's probably where MC saw it. But if this actually, if he's allowed to get that third Nexus up and MKP doesn't scout it, he is going to be so far ahead. This is actually a huge, huge risk for MC to do.
Yeah, maybe it was Parting who does that. He does like to go from one gateway into 2 extra Nexus, so 3 Nexus, and then he will catch up as quickly as possible with a total of 8 gateways, just purely relying on Zealots, Sentries, and Stalkers in order to deal with the first 12 minutes or so of the game, Medivacs and Bio and so on. And he's maybe hoping a little bit for that kind of greedy play from Marineking, where Marineking goes for a quick third command center, because that's not something you can scout for without like getting a super fast observer. So kind of banking on that maybe. Marineking, however, is playing about the most steady as you can, going for 3 barracks, delaying his factory in favor of getting a quicker engineering bay, and now getting Stimpak and his first attack upgrade.
The big thing here, MC is making sure that nothing leaves this base of Marineking, because if he's able to spot that, he's going to know that he really needs to turn up the aggression in this match, and MC needs a little bit of time before he can really get into the full swing of things here going into the mid game. So right
And
here.
one thing that's hard to deal with when you go for like 1 gateway into 2 extra Nexi is when the opponent is on 4 barracks. Being like on a map like Entomb Valley, it might not be as good as on a map like Metropolis, because earlier on I was casting a PvT of, I think it was parting against someone. Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I was casting a PvT and we were just saying how it's really good to go for 4 barracks. How it's very uncommon to see 4 barracks follow up after the expansion on a map like Metropolis, because Metropolis, it has a lot of airspace, so medivacs are good there. And defensive play is good, like really macro-based play. Get your 3rd out, get your 4th. They're all really close together. So MC using this build here is really playing to the strengths of this map. It's not common to see mass Marines moving out early because it's so easy to cover all the exits. Like you just said, those 2 Stalkers are making sure nothing leaves. That would be hard to deal with. 12 Marines moving across the map. You'll be scrounging to defend properly and might be losing a lot of probes, basically cancelling out your early lead of probes. But now MC's looking really good.
Yeah, and you can even see his probe count looking even better, all the way up to 52, and he's going to continue to chrono boost on all 3 of those Nexus while adding on a whole huge amount of gateways, up to 4 right now, with 4 more on the way. We have this forward pylon up here at the right base, and also the factory floating now across the map. Very typical of Terrans to do this. The 2 medevacs are about to come out, and with that, I would assume Marineking is once again going to push across the map.
Yeah, first attack upgrade ready, so is Stimpack, now working on combat shield and armor upgrade. And that's the time that Marineking likes to move out. No 3rd command center as of yet, so definitely needs to do some damage here. And it's gonna be the onus on MC to see if he can use these sentries. He has 3 Stalkers and 2 Zealots, now warping in 5 more Stalkers. Will probably be cutting probes for a little bit, as he realizes this is a very important stage of the game to survive.
Yeah, we can already see him buffering his supply a little bit. He's going to move out with these force fields and try to deny these forces from moving any further into the base while he waits for his gateway cooldowns to come up. Great force fields here coming down for MC, but he's being careful not to lose too much and really just pick up or pick off as much as he can of MKP's army. And MKP is now moving forward. Here's another big warp in, a scan going down to see the warp ins, and MKP's got to be questioning, does he have a 3rd base right now? Where is he getting all of this stuff?
Yeah, and a kind of direct confrontation like this is exactly the right thing for MC to have happen. Now he's losing all of his sentries and lost all his zealots, so suddenly it's not going to be a very cost-efficient trade anymore, and I thought it was going to be pretty decent for MC, but nice waiting for the correct time there by Marineking. Now losing a lot of probes, MC is.
Yeah, MC kind of, he's going to be able to hold this, but at great cost, is now if you look at the probe count, it's back to be behind 56 to 51. But in that last engagement, the Stalkers of MC, Grubby, focused down that factory until it was dead all the way. So that is a ton of lost attack power that he could have had in that fight.
Yeah, and that's just the way that pro players can use a factory, a non-attacking building, to do so much in a fight.
Yeah, and I mean, even sometimes you'll see them land it behind a unit to act as a force field for the Terran army.
Yeah.
But this is actually pretty smart from MC. He's denying the 3rd base for some time here for MKP.
Plus the information.
Yeah, plus the information. That is very, very true.
And Marineking killed 19 probes there in that fight, 20 probes in fact, so that's a really, really good result for him. Also took away all the sentries, of which MC has none now. And MC also, again, he has no forge, he has no Twilight Council, no robotics facility. He's purely just on units. It's just units. Yeah,
absolutely. Pure gateway units, no tech whatsoever, and he's got to be a little bit careful trying to get the Zealots into the front of this army, but they're being blocked by the Stalker wall. But the forces of MKP are somewhat dwindling. Just so many medevacs here, though, being able to heal so many units. And MC is not looking good in this engagement. The supply falling oh so quickly, 100 now to 85. Is more warp ins are just getting destroyed.
Yeah, and I think our analysis desk of QXC and Axlef are scratching their heads in unison. Just like me, probably, because I didn't really understand that fight. You really can't just use 0-0 upgraded Stalkers and Zealot without any kind of special support units against 1-1 upgraded units with 6 medevac support.
Right, and now you even see the robotics facility being thrown down. But having that armor upgrade, guys, it allows the Zealots to get in the front lines and really take so much more damage from those Marines. So without the upgrades, the fights are going to go much quicker as MKP is going to be able to tear through the army, especially with his upgrades already being 1-1. And we've got Ghost on the way, and if MC is still on Gateway Tech when that Ghost attack hits, he's just going to get destroyed.
Yeah, and I want to stress the importance of MC. I mean, a direct confrontation in that moment where Marineking attacked was the thing that MC wants, because once the Terran splits up everything, it gets hard to defend when you rely so much on sentries. But he needed to have tried to bait Marineking into using Stim, maybe force feeding off a little bit more often, because think about it, he had such a good economy and 8 gateways. He just needed one more warp in to deal with it very, very elegantly indeed, and he lost so much there. But let's talk about the fight that's going to happen now. Decent force field, sectioning off 6 units, 2 of which die, the rest gets picked up. Really nice reaction there by Marineking, and he immediately uses the last of his Stim speed to waltz into the natural, and now going to take down a number of probes, as well as getting himself into a really nice position. If he comes upper, it's so hard for MC, and the terrain is being used against MC himself.
Absolutely, that was great there from Marineking, dodging into the natural like you had mentioned, and just going straight up the ramp, caught one of the Immortals off guard, and now he can simply just load up and get out of town as soon as he feels ready, as MC is trying his best to really deal as much damage here, and it looks like now it's going to be that exit time. The big thing here is that MKP needs to try to keep as many of these medevacs up and not actually lose them, because they're the one unit that takes so long to build and also are so costly for MKP. We see him right there not even trying to save the remaining units. He's trying to focus down the sentry count, only going down to 2.
Yeah, he killed 2 more sentries, and I think he kind of heard you through the ether. He pulled his medivacs back, and then he rushed the rest of his units forward. So I think that's a good choice. It's a very nice sacrifice, and it made sure that all of his medivacs that he still had survived.
Look at the supply right now. Going to be 172 to 112 here with MKP in the lead. We do have some Ghosts out on the field. Colossus are coming out, but I believe Vikings are going to be soon coming out as well here, as we see the Terran ship weapons level 1 about to finish.
Yeah, 5 Ghosts being made at a time, and even though Marineking was displaying such an excellent stutter step and battle micro, he never missed a beat with his macro management. I could just see his supply soaring, never getting too much money, and he's sitting on a large amount of barracks. He's got 6 barracks in his main, 1 more at his natural expansion, and he's just got so many SCVs and just stuff.
Yeah, and we see MC actually trying to delay this as long as possible to get that extra Colossus out, as well as that Thermal Lance and just more gateway cooldowns here. But with these Ghosts, if they're able to get off some good EMPs, especially on some of those sentries for the Guardian Shield, it's just going to demolish this force of MC. MKP about to go into the 3rd base. I think this might be one of the last fights here if MKP does take it.
Yeah, and 0-0 upgrades from Protoss against 2-2. Keep that in mind as you see these 2 armies clashing heads here. Nice spread and nice arc there by Marineking. He's pulling everything so nicely back. Wow, did I hear 1 Marine dying? I'm not sure, but we definitely see a lot of Protoss army melting. And
good go.
MC calls GG.
With 2 dots, so he's actually, I wonder if he's upset at himself after that.
I think so. Those 2 dots, they speak so much.
They really do, yeah. They basically tell the story of that match. I mean, with that last with that first engagement, I mean, the factory was focused down from full life to dead by the Stalkers. That's so much HP that could have been sent to the army of MKP, and it really would have changed that fight, I believe. Completely changed the fight.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. And I do believe we are going to head into Game 3 rather quickly. QXC and Axlev send their regards, but we have to rush here a little bit as we are behind a little bit on schedule, but we're getting to see some great games. Yeah. Now we're going to look into 3rd game here. Scores 1-1 between MC and Marineking. Can MC rally himself after those double dots?
I don't know.
Basically, a pretty good start of the game. Eventually losing. And I feel like, those dots, they kind of signified his frustration at not getting the most out of that battle there when Marineking attacked. I think he's just kind of beating himself up about the fact that he feels he should have been able to defend that better indeed. Yeah,
I mean, he took that risk. It paid off, and then it didn't. He kind of threw away this huge lead that he had economically, and you could see that Marineking, through that game, he went straight for the 3rd base without even scouting, because he knew that his opponent just had that much. And, I mean, choosing that factory there with those stalkers, that's the stuff that's really, really upsetting. So make sure you guys vote for who's going to win here. You can tweet at us or text us for the Xperia Sony smartphone poll. Do you want MKP or MC to win? Or who do you think is going to win is really the big question here. Who do you think is going to win, Grubby?
It's so hard to predict. I mean, when a player shows that kind of emotion in the chat, it tells volumes about his state of mind.
Exactly,
both
yeah.
To us, the casters, and us, the viewers and the audience, but as well as to the opponent, Marineking. So Marineking might be in a position where he says, okay, you're frustrated. All I need to do is to let you make the mistake, which you might, and just play stable and steady.
All right, so here we go. The players are ready. We're going to Cloud Kingdom. Now, what do you think about this map, Grubby?
Yeah, I think if Marineking just makes sure that he doesn't do anything which has a probability of succeeding or failing based on some random chances or some whimsical notion of MC, he would be in a good position. So I would like